That one pork.
So
that
coffee and the cocoa, which one has gone first?
Honorable, this is pork. Yeah. So the whole of it has been replaced. That died.
So you put it near?
Yeah, the plant, the matoke here. Okay. Yeah. I think, so it goes
up and down.
Yeah, down. Thank you. But it has now remained a bit stagnant. It can be a future venture. Yeah, it was good. It became science. Yeah, you have to become science. Yeah.
This tree, doesn't it have a lot of seeds?
It
grows very fast.
Yeah.
But does it have the shade which supports these other things?
No, these were they were planted long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah. The coffee.
So they are not good shade trees.
No, they are shade trees. They are good one for timber. That's the chagu. Yes. So the first fruiting. That's why my student is saying that that's wrong, but I'm talking genetics. I know he was talking about genetics. I knew that. So I left the first fruiting, and the seeds already there for them. Okay. Process. But common here, it's what I've stopped in South Africa. It's which begins from the root. Once the temperatures are high in an area, it's it takes an opportunity and it attacks it.
But it's not.
It's not here. Yeah, we don't have that. We eat mangoes, we eat pawpaws and mangoes and fennel. They are the same system with this plant. The feeding area, the feeding table is the same.
Okay.
Yeah, but you find that we have not used for generation that feeding table, because we plant only millet which feeds on the surface and maize and cassava. So that table is still intact. And you find cocoa goes for 80 years. 80! This one I've planted is for generation and generation they will feed here. The what? The maram. It goes, you take like a 5 holes. 5 holes. If you are put, like that's like 2 feet.
Or more than 2 feet.
Yeah, around there.
That's the same.
Yeah. No, I can do cover. Coke is the best thing for Bukit region.
People really colonized our minds. So for a long time, me even as a scientist, I didn't believe that cocoa can do this well in this region.
And these are small.
And I think it was last year when I was talking about when we were trying to investigate which commodities can we do here. Remember when we were talking about cassava and what? So I talked to him. He was like, cocoa. I said, this must be a crazy scientist. So the black box we talk about is real. It can make Africans sit on top of wealth but live in abject poverty. So we are glad that we are really rethinking. We are taking back our thinking because we realized we had delegated the other people to think for us. Now, because we are rethinking, we can question a lot of things we were told. Imagine this is cocoa, and this is among the first ones, and there are even bigger ones. And
these are one of the last ones on the plant.
How much is the estimate earning per acre? We have calculated it.
But I think you have calculated it, but it also depends on the yield and the harvest in the
we usually use the lower average yield, but still cocoa comes on top.
Yeah.
And I think with the value addition,
you
can, because now we are no longer thinking about just producing raw materials. We are thinking about following commodity lines, and we add value. I know at the beginning the world will disturb us, but I think the world will keep eating chocolate.
Exactly.
And they will have to come and follow where the cocoa is.
Exactly. And right now it's almost Uganda supplying the new quantity of cocoa.
For several years, for around 50 years, when somebody is still harvesting the cocoa as compared to these annual crops.
Yes.
Far we began with 2 acres that we planted in this area, and as I told you, this cocoa is when it is planted in a very good spacing, it is normally 10 by 10 feet per planting. That is the spacing. But then when you have planted like an acre, it takes 450 plants. And so like in 2 acres so far is 900 plants. And these 900 plants, if we can cultivate, at the very beginning, it goes by increasing the harvest. Every season, it goes on increasing. And so we are targeting that if we can have the 3 kilos per plant, that is around around 2,000 kilograms per season, which can be cultivated, which can be harvested by a farmer. And as per the costs, they go on ranging from 10,000, 30,000. And as per the cost, you find that a farmer can yield some good money out of this cocoa when it is planted and managed very well.
Your names once again?
My name is Kodo Francis. I'm a manager of this farm, which is in Terenyi, Kitantaro area, Buked region. Thank you.
I'm Samuel Kalimunjai. I'm a born of Tirinyi, Kitantaro. My background is forestry, but I also teach business, the agribusiness. I've taught many, right from 2013. But my area of specialty is seed system. So I have grown seeing object poverty in the Buked region. And when I went to school, I felt I was part of the problem or part of the challenge. So what's important was to think outside the box and create a solution for this by having which type of perennial crop could serve this region. So I one day in 2014 I visited Cameroon, and also 2019 I visited Ghana, and those are areas that took me to evaluate what kind of resources that we have in Uganda. So I thought when I looked around after COVID 2022, this was my first project. I got these varieties from Bondibujo to come and plant in Kitantaro. So this is the biggest solution for Buked region. If Buked region can adapt this, why not Teso? Why not Karamoja? And then I know with time, Buked region is going to come back on the market, because when you look at the minister here, Honorable has been saying, the president has always been saying, what can we do? Paris development model. What can fit in that Paris development model? This is what can fit in and can give us value. You find that the taxpayer pays willingly when he's paying to contribute to the nation building. We have roads which needs money, but you find that the contribution of Buked in terms of national income, it's really alarming. But with a solution of cocoa, we can have it done. Thank you very much.
To what extent is it affordable to the farmers to plant it, and what are the seasons?
The most affordable way is that this pod, it has almost between 34 to 50 seeds, which doesn't need to go under sun in order to germinate. You just get it from here, put it in the soil or in the pot, and then it will germinate and be taken to the garden. And it doesn't, once you plant near banana, it will grow smartly. You have seen them in the field. It was planted in the banana, no irrigation, no external factor, and we have cocoa now.
The gestation period and
the gestation period, this thing does well. I mean, by the time you get to harvest is 2.5 years. I have tried I tried to evaluate both locations in Mukono and here, which is Kitantaro Tirinyi. You find that for Mukono, I've just picked on one season, but in Kitantaro, I've picked 3 seasons already. So, which means the performance of the gestation period between the two areas, Kibuku is far better. We can get cocoa on the market before even the Mukono person gets it on the market. So, which means it grows faster in 2.5 years. The farmer is picking.
The market and the prices.
The markets. First of all, I have to say, it's from some of our colleagues that we have seen is 37,000 per kilogram per farmer. How many kilograms a farmer can produce? Then you can multiply. So the biggest, I have to tell you this, I've grown hearing about Mayuge. Mayuge, They have also implemented some of these technologies, but they are no longer flying like before. So why not book it also and do this?
Hmm.
Yes.
Your names once again?
I'm Samuel Kalimunjai. Kalimunjai. And I thank the government of Uganda for educating me, because I've never used my own money from the pocket. From primary to a PhD level, I've used government money. I've benefited from government, so I have to pay back. And this I've paid back, uh, given that my motherland, my fatherland, they educated me, so I need to create a solution for them. And cocoa is the solution. And like the minister said, may I welcome the support such that we see this a ripple effect for the whole of the society in Buked, Teso, and Karamoja.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, when you drive, vibrate is zero.
It's reduced. Oh,
Not
they
reduced,
don't-
but zero.
Just
Zero.
zero
Yes,
completely.
completely. Do not germinate.
They just die out when they dry.
Yes.
Okay, so you know, Buked region has suffered a lot since. Actually, now that I've studied, even during the time of cotton, it was a waste of time.
Yeah, it was tough and energy.
Because I've understood the GDP here was $40 per annum. The people who are growing coffee, they are earning a bit better. And but here the tobacco and cotton growing areas had very poor. But anyway, in all things work well. When the economy crashed in Uganda, everywhere, then when the NRM government came back and was trying to revive, the first one was revive the economy. In the eastern region, in this region which was cotton growing, including Bukedi, Teso region, cotton did not really recover. Because now people started to see, to understand the economics. So they saw they were putting in a lot more than what. So they shifted to swamps, and that has had very, very big effects. But also the swamps are getting finished. The rice we were getting 20 years ago per acre is not the rice we are getting now.
Today.
Yes, because now the climatic change, the change in the environment, the damage to the water levels has caused the water in the swamps to change and the nutrients change. So the effect has been that this region, we just don't have a cash crop. So even as the government is investing, the area is becoming poorer. And about 5 years ago, we started to work on how do we rescue the region? How do we rescue this place? And so we came they need a perennial crop. You cannot keep a whole community every year planting. So this, as the rainy seasons, climate has changed. So every time they plant, it doesn't germinate because all the rains is delayed to come. So and then those annual crops are mainly food crops. So it's became a very subsistence system. And over the years, we are just seeing that poverty is increasing. As the population is growing very fast, people can no longer feed themselves because they don't have money. So even when you give them some money, these interventions, because I saw even in like Operation Wealth Creation, when they were distributing commodities, while most of the people in the West, they chose bananas, which are perennial. They chose coffee, which is perennial. The people this side were choosing cassava. It's like they've lost an understanding.
Yeah, and it's
And they are just looking at food. So that's the Kolerakida. So their concern is how shall we eat? So we have been in a concerted effort to make sure that we address the source of income, household income, which is sustainable. So recently, we had a think tank, people that we supported, and we are going to do this as science and technology across because Tesla is struggling with the same thing. Elgon has a crop, but they have reduced in the production of coffee and the bananas. So those ones, they have their crops. All you have to do is to reinvigorate them. But Usoga is suffering from the same thing. They chose sugarcane, but they really don't have much money from sugarcane. But when you go also to the north, of course, Karamoja has a lot of land, but they have not adopted anything. So when you go to the entire northeast, including West Nile, West Nile, they're also just doing cassava, and you really map the poverty to these areas. They are depending on food crops, and so we are taking a scientific approach to advising the communities, and the outputs, of course, we feed them back to the president as he advises the country. So in Bukedi, where we are doing the prototype or the pilot, we have finished a think tank, and to my surprise, these people, they came up after 7 days of thinking and analyzing what you could do here. They came up with cocoa as the most suitable crop.
Thank you.
The second one is coffee. Then the third one was poultry. So I was shocked when they gave me the results. I was like, hey, you people, cocoa. And Dr. here, Kalimunjai, had one time shared with me informally, said, Doctor, have we introduced cocoa in Bukedi? Maybe you should consider it. I dismissed him. It's like, cocoa in Bukedi, of course.
It was just
So,
information.
I just dismissed him. But when they came up with it, I now have to validate. Is it possible? So why I'm here is I'm validating, and I'm also going to be visiting a number of people who have shown they have successful coffee. Because if we have already evidence, these people have come up with it, we are smart, smarter than me. And it really does well, and we can even propagate it, can grow in our environment. Then I think they are right. So I'm here to validate, because I identified it's a person who had showed me that he has cocoa. And I think there's somebody in Kadama who also has some. It's going to be really an education journey. An education journey for our people.
And I'm sorry to interject, Honorable. To begin this project, I felt that the community should benefit. I produced 20,000 seedlings to be given freely.
You made them like this?
The nursery was just there. Freely. It was after COVID, because most teachers here, they didn't have what to do. So there are teachers who assisted produce those seedlings for free. So there are those who got the interest, because I got one group, I took it to Magyuge to see how they can really know the value of this. Some picked 2, some picked 3. So there are people, like you are mentioning, Kadama, Buseta, Katiyo, something like that. And even inside there, where I think there are those who have.
So that gives us some preliminary information, so that we can now start the pilot phase of introducing it to a minimum. At least the target should be 10% of the households as the first wave, to see the dynamics of making it a successful enterprise. I've actually started a WhatsApp group for the coffee, and I'm surprised that individuals have really gone ahead of us. And what we need is now to give them a bit of support, so that but I want to, before I do that, I thought I needed to come and see the coffee. The coffee I've seen, I had some at that, it does really, really well. But, and also we used to have it those days. But cocoa, I have not seen it. So I am here to validate that indeed this is doing well. I'm really impressed. And I don't know about the prices, but since you are not yet selling, you may not know. But our target now is value addition. Yeah. So once we have this, we'll put up a regional value addition center, such that we can. So the issue now is. So are these ready to plant? Can I have some? How much do you sell them?
This season they are to be planted.
When will they be ready?
I
want to put some
once
trial
the rain
ones.
begins enough, because this current you may not plant it. Let it
Even if
like
I have irrigation.
Okay, if you have irrigation,
I have
fine.
irrigation.
We have some days of the rain to come in August. That it will be better.
I have irrigation at 2
but these ones
sites.
they are not yet.
Actually 3. Some I just want to.
Yeah, we shall.
When you talk cocoa, most people in here don't know. They don't know what you're talking about.
You pick for me 2 pods from at the other corner, those ones we saw.
Okay.
Most people don't know what you're
And then
talking
you
about. They
get
don't know
some 4
the plant.
seedlings here, but you need I think when the rains comes, you need you will be able to deliver them where you want them.
Because I usually don't want to be a signpost telling people where to go where I haven't been.
Exactly.
So when I have personal experience, then I'm able to talk about something. Because we're on a campaign to fight poverty. And that campaign, yes, we will sensitize people, but for me, my work as a scientist is to demonstrate. Yeah. So that is the approach. We want to demonstrate. We want to get people hands-on, and the crusade is on. We have had 2 activities this week. We have been with the PDM, the Parish Development Model Leader. I almost got tempted to bring them here, but we hadn't planned the buses. But so that they see, because it's surprising, they also came up with the same, because for them they didn't analyze cocoa, they analyzed the coffee, because we leave the people to suggest, and they analyzed the coffee, but we had a previous group which analyzed the cocoa as a potential crop. So both coffee and cocoa, within 3 to 5 years, you really have started to show something in the community. So that is why I came here. And the reason I'm rushing is because I have to go. Today I have a lot of
Yeah, you told me,
I have to run. Then we have an activity involving the president in Butebu.
Okay. Hey,
So,
he's most welcome. He's most welcome.
Yes, he's coming to visit Bukedi, but Butebu and Musenero. So today we are launching one of the celebration activities, which is cleaning the community. So I need to go there. And there's a football tournament. So I've not been there. I'm not going to be there, but I have balls which I'm going to deliver today.
So the president
can liberate you. In our analysis, this is one of the most highly productive crop for households, and we shall be coming to you, educating you how to do it, accept it, bye poverty.
Is this produced here in Bukedi?
Yeah, this is made in Chitantalo. Chitantalo is just before River
and Chibuku district.
Yeah, on very marginal soils. They are not very highly fertile soils, just marginal soils, and they are able to produce this.
Thank you so
much. Cocoa mu Uganda tubadde tumulima bundi bujo ne side ezo ez'ebugwanjuba, naye kati wano tuli Kibuku Kirinyi. Ono koko akulidde wano Kitantalo wano kumpi n'omugga Mpologoma. Kati tugenze okweraba nga tulina bingi bye twalimbibwa. Kugamba ne tubeerawo nga tuli mu bwavu, nate ng'ebintu ebitukolera ssente bwebiri, kati okuva edda nedda ffe abeeno ab'ebuvanjuba tulowooza nti koko atasobola kukula, naye kati koko wuuna akula. Kati tuzze naye era tujja kuba nga tumu promotinga mwena, si muzibu nnyo okulabirira, kasitooka alabirira bulungi, tujja kuba nga tubayigiriza tuve mu bwavu.
Kibala ekirungi kya kokoa omulungi eyeetanirwa mu nsi yonna. Tukkiriza nti ensi singa enaajumbira okubikola, kubirima n'okubiteeka mu nkola, ensi ejja kuba efunye omutindo omulungi gw'ensi yonna ogw'okufuna obugagga obwenkomeredde, kubanga kigeraageranyizibwa n'emmwanyi ey'edda. Kwegamba mmwanyi yeesimbibwa lumu, naye koko naye asimbibwa lumu ng'emmwanyi. So kiba kikola bulungi nnyo omulimi, kiba kimuwa akadde ak'okubeera ng'afuna ekiseera ky'omakungula amalungi mu bulamu bwe, ne bw'aba akaddiye era asigala akungula, ne bw'aba alwadde sizoni nga tasobodde kukola era asigala akungula.